you guys doing today? My name is Robert F. Rodriguez, and I just came off of working on a cruise ship playing the drums, or bateria as I would call it, traveling in Mexico for various artists and various jazz combos. And I'm here to make a video about what working on a cruise ship is like and some advice that I can give you about what you don't know that I didn't know coming in. So this is my top 5 things you need to know about working on a ship. Number 5. This seems obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway. You are an employee first. Let me explain. So when I came on the ship, I thought I'm just going to be drumming every day, going to be enjoying myself, playing some music. No, there's a lot more that comes with that they don't tell you. So when you come in, you got about 2-3 weeks of non-stop training. And when I say non-stop, I mean they expect you to know it just as well as you're expected to know your music. And so take it very seriously. This is the safety of the crew. It's the safety of the guests. And oh boy, if you got caught not knowing something, you could be written up or possibly fired. So just take the safety training very seriously. You're an employee first. Be a professional. The other thing that comes with that are all the rules that apply to everybody else that work on the ship. They also apply to you. So if you're told to smile, smile. If you are told to be nice and help the guests, even if it's something that isn't your job, just do it. Unless it involves like picking up food or something that you literally are not qualified to do. Just do it. Help the guests out. Don't forget your name tag. The whole 9 yards. Take all of that seriously. The other bit that I got to talk about in addition to following the rules is a major thing that people mess up, especially musicians. Clock in and clock out. This is how they log what you should be paid, how many sets you are playing. If you forget that, not only does the band leader get a headache, but you can also be written up. Nobody wants that. So a quick story about that. Me and the guitarist were talking about a jazz set. We had a late night jazz set midway through our contract, and we realized it was 11:50 something, and we forgot to Chronos. Just so you know, Chronos is just the program we use to clock in and out. So we forgot to clock in and clock out. So we actually looked at each other and we said in unison, clock out, and we had to sprint because had we missed that clock out and it went past midnight, paperwork written up, no one's happy. So remember, clocking in and clocking out, beat this into your head before you even get on the ship. They take that very seriously. Along with your appearance, smiling for the guests, your training, everything. It's not just being a musician. Remember that you're not necessarily a rock star. You are backing the guest entertainers who are the rock stars. Number 4, triple check your documents. Everything. When you finish your training, you get documents. When you pass your audition, you get documents. When you get anything, you get documents. Don't forget any of them, especially your medical. I made that mistake when I first got on the ship because when I got on the ship, lo and behold, I'm happy and I give them my paper and I'm missing one of my blood tests. Yeah, it was not good because the lady looked at me and said, I'm not letting you on the ship. Oh my God. I almost went into a panic. 2 weeks of rehearsal, all that gone. I got lucky. I found the documents on my phone. She crossed them off. She let me on. Some people may not be that lucky. Some of you may not even be coming from the US. Some of you don't have internet. So triple check your documents. I double checked. I should have triple checked. It's very big and it can lead to a nightmare. Triple check them when you're getting off too. That's equally important. Number 3, keep yourself healthy, both financially and physically. Why? Remember, this job is stressful. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Is it amazing? Yes. Is it amazing traveling? Yes. But it is very stressful. So, case in point, right? You're playing 2-3 sets a day. Sometimes you might even have a matinee and a late show, which means you're sight reading with it, right? You're going to be exhausted. if you stuff your face with food and you're drinking heavily, you're going to gain weight, you're not going to feel good, you're not even going to play well. So take care of yourself. Find things to do. For example, I didn't really drink much on the ship. I would finish my set, take a shower, hit the gym, eat. Sometimes eat first. Because, right, you're working on a ship, odds are, unless you have a drill, you're not going to have to wake up early. So, hit the gym, eat healthy. Now's the time to do it because you don't have modern land distraction. You're just on the ship doing one job, more like 4, but you're doing ship-related jobs. You have the free time to do this, so do it. Take care of yourself, eat healthy, walk, don't take a taxi. Now, as far as financially, this also benefits you because every time you buy a beer, it costs you money. Nothing is essentially free except the buffet. So remember that. So the smart thing you can do is don't buy beer or buy it on a limited quantity. Without naming names, I knew some people on the ship that darn near left broke because of how much alcohol they were buying. If you do that, then what's the point? The whole point is to save money because they're covering your food, they're giving you somewhere to stay, right? So don't do it. Just don't drink. Take care of yourself. That and no one wants to play hungover either. It's not fun. So, yes, take care of yourself. Be healthy. It's important. Do what the cast members are doing. Truly. Just because we're musicians doesn't mean we can't be physically healthy ourselves. Alright, now that I've done the 2 things that are kind of not related to music, let's talk some music advice. So here's some things I didn't necessarily know or think about before getting on the ship. Number 2, don't argue. Listen, I know it sounds like I'm being pandering or condescending, but with a lot of people in a band, you're going to have ego. And I caught myself arguing sometimes too. You have to understand that regardless of what you've accomplished on land, ship is a whole nother animal, right? Even if you disagree with it, your band leader either knows better or they know what they want. So just give them what they want, even if you don't agree. Because you're going to do better and grow and learn from that rather than arguing and not learning anything. Sometimes it's just better to just nod your head and say yes. Now, I'm not saying let people bully you. I'm saying understand what they're trying to tell you, understand what they want, and you'll always have work, okay? You don't have to be Buddy Rich to be on this gig. You have to be able to sight read, and you have to be proficient at taking direction. Excuse me. Be proficient at taking direction. So listen, learn. This is even more important with the guest entertainers because they really know what they want. They know the tempos, they know everything. I've had so many guest entertainers that come on and they want a different tempo than what's marked. It's fine. Watch them, pay attention. They know what they want. They know how you want you to read the music. And sometimes they might even cut songs. If they cut a song, don't take it personally. Just move on. Play the show well. Because if everybody does well, everybody listens, everybody pays attention, not only is the rehearsal nice, short, and awesome, but everybody gets to have victory pizza at the end. So, remember, listen, learn. Even if you disagree, don't talk back. Wait and see what they're trying to do. Now, if what they're saying you know is wrong, okay, adjust accordingly. But for the most part, people know what they want. So you're going to learn a lot better if you just do what they're asking you to do. Number 1. This is a big thing for me, and I think anyone else who's thinking about taking this gig who might have a family. I couldn't find nothing on this type of stuff. So that's why I'm doing this video to help. And again, I hope I'm not being condescending or mean. I'm not trying to be, just being blunt. I don't really sugarcoat. So here's something that you might struggle with on the ship. There's not a lot of families that necessarily do cruise ship work musically, at least not in the band I was in. And most of the band does have single mentality. Single mentality meaning I can drink, I can party, I can do whatever I want, no repercussions, right? Well, if you want your family to kind of hang together and do well through this thing, you better be very disciplined. Meaning, schedule your phone calls, right? Make sure that you both are on the same page the whole time. Because if you're not, that can backfire horribly. Don't just talk just to talk. Talk about important things. Talk about each other. Find out what both of you have been doing that day. If you got a kid, talk to your kid constantly. Do everything in your power you can to feel like you're there. Make them feel like you're there. And things will go nice, hunky-dory, and smoothly, right? If you don't do that and you barely talk, there's a chance that things could kind of get rockety on the way back. So remember why you're there. You're there for money. You're there to take care of your family, whatever. But family first. Traveling and music should be behind family, if you have family. If you're single, have fun with it. But that's specifically for people with family. The other thing with keeping yourself disciplined, practice. So I didn't have this problem on my contract because the whole band was kind of determined to be good, and everybody practiced. But it's important because regardless of you playing every day, you're going to lose some of your chops if you're not practicing, or you're just going to get sloppy and lazy. So if you got free time on the ship, practice. In my case, as a drummer, practicing was problematic because they didn't really have a way for me to practice. But if I glimpsed in and I saw the drums were there and nobody's in the theater, oh, I was practicing till 2, 3 in the morning. Our guitarists practiced constantly. Our pianists practiced constantly. Everybody practiced, right? So practice. Keep yourself disciplined. Keep your family first. Practice. Save money. And be organized with how you schedule things. If you know something's important, write it down, etc. Alright, so that about covers the 5 things I wish I knew about working on a cruise ship that I didn't necessarily know. And boy, it made a big difference once I understood all 5 of those things. So I hope again that this video isn't coming off as like condescending or anything. I'm just trying to help in any way I can for any of you that are interested in doing cruise work. For any of you that need to know, you definitely want to be proficient in jazz. You want to know your Latin pretty well. You're going to want to be a boss of a sight reader. And the final thing here, I remember, I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd day of rehearsal. The guy running it looked at me, and he looked at all of us really, and he said, now just because you made it past the audition and you're here doesn't mean you've made it. Remember, you're expendable. That is true. Don't forget that. And you'll keep your job and possibly get promoted if you want to keep going. Okay, once again, my name is Robert Rodriguez. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you next week when I come up with more things that I can help you about being on the ship. Maybe how to travel properly when doing a ship, how to use your time wisely. If you have questions, drop them down. I might even make a countdown out of the questions. Bye-bye, everybody.